The funniest man in the world just died, Norm MACDONALD. I know there are a lot of Norm MACDONALD fans out there. I was going to play a clip from Norm today, and I couldn't pick just one. I couldn't. His work is so good. I've read his book based on a true story 3 times. We've all watched his videos, many, many, many times. You could go down a YouTube rabbit hole and be there for days. So I did just want to give a little personal insight. I wish that I could say that Norm MACDONALD and I were best friends. That would be incredible. But unfortunately, I can't say that. However, we did have a very lengthy correspondence a couple of years ago. I noticed when Norm MACDONALD got onto Twitter, he followed me. I was one of the first people he followed on Twitter, and I was really shocked by this. And I thought, I never messaged him. I was so in awe of the guy. I didn't want to abuse the fact that he was following me. And but then one time he tweeted something about some pain that he was in. And so I did reach out. I didn't know if he was depressed or suicidal even. Now, in retrospect, we see he was going through cancer treatments. He suffered silently, privately, from cancer. He fought cancer for 9 years, didn't tell anyone, apparently not even much of his family, if any of his family. And so I reached out to him and I said, hey, if you want to talk about anything, just let me know. And this led to a weeks and weeks long correspondence where we would write each other basically these essays every night, these very long letters every night. And it was mostly on the topic of religion, which you could never tell if he was making a joke or something. He would sometimes talk about religion publicly, but it would usually be in the form of a joke. He'd say, I'm a Christian, and the other comedian would say, you're a Christian? He's like, yeah, I protest military funerals, like the Westboro Church or something. And say, okay, well, I don't know if he really is. All I will say, I don't want to reveal too much about our private correspondence, certainly not now. But the thing you noticed about Norm was that he was one of the wisest people, most intelligent people around. He would say these things like, Michael, man, you're really educated, man, you're really intelligent. Me, I'm just an old chunk of coal, I'm not educated at all. And then he would use some word that I'd never heard before. And you could tell he had this deep, deep knowledge of literature and history and philosophy and all of these things. And we got into this very serious conversation about religion. And the one comfort and the reason I even mention this today is comfort for all the many, many fans he had out there. I am quite certain that he had, obviously, profound humility and a deep and abiding faith. I am quite certain of that. And obviously, a great deal of fortitude, which is another virtue, which is really missing in our culture today. When was the last time someone suffered privately and died privately and didn't make a big spectacle of himself and didn't become a victim and just fought his struggles and carried his cross silently? It's a horrible loss to the world that he is gone, but he remains a great inspiration to a lot of people, and he left behind a great body of work, and I strongly recommend you all check out his book based on a true story. Cheers to Norm MACDONALD, one of the greats. Hey, hold up, before you go, maybe leave me a comment on YouTube, maybe subscribe here, but most importantly, this is what I need from you, okay? I'm just talking to you mano a mano, okay? Eye to eye, face to face, man to man, or woman, or whatever. Head on over to Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play, wherever you get your podcasts, type in The Michael Knowles Show. Hit that subscribe button. It's very simple. Just kiss it. Then it'll download, and then we can avoid some of the censorship that goes on in certain quarters. We'll see you next time.